Hello. In this video, I'm going to explain you how can you create a game, how can you develop a game by yourself uh, when you have a program requirement or when you have a game requirement. So this is our game requirement, that is a goalie tries to hit the balls. While trying to hit the green ball, the goalie scores 1 point, and when it hits the red ball, it loses one score. It should produce a sound while hitting the ball, and the user has to control the goalie using a mouse. So first, when you have the project requirement in hand, you have to see, as you are creating a game using Scratch platform, you have to see which are the sprites. So here, let's start from the first, a goalie. So a goalie is one of the sprite and hitting a green ball and a red ball. So we have the sprites goalie, a green ball and a red ball. Okay, then appropriate backdrop we have to add. Then the project requirement is the user has to control the mouse, control the goalie using the mouse, and when it hits the green ball, the score will increase by 1, and when it hits the red ball, it decreases by 1. And also it should produce a sound while hitting the ball. So now let us start. So first sprite is goalie, so add a goalie here. So I don't want this much size, I'm just making it to 50. Now I need a ball. So we need red ball and green ball. So here what we have is a kind of yellow ball. Yeah, so I don't need it to be this much, I'm just keeping it 50. Okay, now to get the red ball and green ball, always the looks, the appearance you will change in costumes. So go to costumes. Here you have a green ball but no red ball. So first you just delete this until you get a green ball. So here when you come, you can see we have a green ball here. So just change the name to green ball. Now you don't have to add another ball again, as you have changed all the properties with the size and all. Just if right click duplicate, or if you are doing it from your tab, then long press and click on duplicate. So you have another green ball now. I'm just changing it to red ball. So we need to make this as red ball. Yeah, so just click on this one. Before clicking on this one, make sure that your selection is here. If it is somewhere here, what happens when you click, it will just paint it like this. This is what happens. Okay, so undo, you can just undo here. So before selecting the ball, make sure you have this selection, because this is the icon for selecting. Now select the ball, go to fill. See here you have the light green and dark green. So I'm just taking a green option here, red option here, and from here you can either check either of the side, you can just move it to. Okay, so this is how you can change the color easily. So we have a green ball and we have a red ball. Now the next thing is adding a backdrop. So I'm just, as it is a sport, we can just directly go and click the sports icon, tab, and from this, as it is a goalie, so soccer 1 or soccer 2 you can choose. I'm just choosing soccer 2 as my backdrop. So now we are done with all our designing. We have our goalie, green ball and red ball. Then what was the next thing? Let's come back here. Okay, the user has to control the goalie using a mouse. So first the movement we have to focus. Let's click on goalie. This is very important. Otherwise, see, finally my selection was red here, and without noticing where you are, and if you start coding, you will be coding it for a wrong sprite. Okay, so always make sure you have the right sprite. Look here, you can see which sprite you have selected. So now as I'm starting with goalie, click on goalie. Now, when the green flag is clicked, what do I need? I will just make it appear at any random position. It's not important, okay, but let it be at any random position. As we are controlling it, the user is controlling it with the mouse. Now, I need to uh, make my goalie or point in the direction of the mouse, right? So here you can see point towards mouse. Now when you click, see, one time it pointed, so I need it forever. So what do we do? Forever. But is it moving now? No, it is just pointing in the direction of the mouse, right? We need the goalie to move. So just go to motion and add the movement. Okay. Now you can see wherever I move, you can see that the goal is also moving in the direction. So as per the project requirement, we have completed this requirement that the goalie should be controlled by the user movement. Yes. Now the next thing is green ball and red ball. As per the requirement, they have not mentioned the movement of green ball and red ball, but it is clear that then they should move on its own, right? So let's go when the green flag is clicked, let it start from any random position. Then if you just add move 10 steps, what happened? It will just move only one time, right? So we need the ball to move forever, so put it in forever, so it will move forever. What will happen if you put this random position also inside? See, it will just move like this because you have given the command forever make my ball appear at random position. So here it is not correct to put inside forever, so just take it outside. Okay, but now did you notice it is touching the edge and it is not coming back because this is the only area for the stage, and when it touches the stage it doesn't know what to do. So we have to give the command that when it touches the edge it has to bounce back. So it touches the edge and bounce back, touches the edge and bounce back. But did you notice one thing? It is just, only that line it is going. Why? Because movement is in the straight direction. When we just give a move command, it move in the straight line. So here, as we need the ball to move in all the direction, in the beginning, I'm just turning my ball and making it move. So that what happens, it just turns 15 degrees and move, and whenever it touches the edge, it will bounce back. Yeah. So what happens if you put turn in in the forever loop? Let us see. See, you might have noticed that it will just move 10 steps and then continue to turn 15 degrees. Why? Because it will not move to the next command, because here itself it is given forever it has to turn 15 degrees. So it is turning 15 degrees, which is creating a loop, and it is not actually exiting out of it, right? So here you cannot put this turn inside the loop. So that's it for the green ball. Now, as this is the same command for red ball, you just need to drag it inside the red ball. You see the same command. Now you can see the goal is controlled by the mouse and the red and green balls are moving. Whenever it touches the edges, they are bouncing back. Right. Now let us look into the project requirement. So here, what is the next thing? Yes, when it hits the green ball, the score increases by 1, and when it hits the red ball, the score decreases by 1. So to create a score, we need to create a variable. Now again, please make sure which sprite you are selected. Red ball. The score is not for the red ball, it is for the goalie, right? So where you have to go? You have to go to goalie. You have to go to goalie, and then you will create a variable called what? Score. And this score is only for the goalie. Just click on for this sprite. Okay. Now you can see here goalie score. Yeah. Condition now we need to check. When the goalie touches the green ball, right? So it is a conditional statement. You will go to control and you will take if then. So how to decide whether you need to select if then or if then else? So let's look into it. If it touches the green ball, we need the score to increase by 1. What if it is not touching? If it is not touching, it is just moving around. That's it, isn't it? There is nothing additional that we are doing. That is, if it is not touching, it is moving to any random position, or if anything is like that, then you can take if then else. But we don't have anything right now, so only if then is required. If touching the green ball, so touching is a sensing Go to sensing, touching. So touching what? Green ball. If it touches the green ball, what do we need? We need to change the variable. Which variable? Our score variable. See, now let us check. Yeah. So whenever it touches the green ball, the score increases by 1, right? You can see here the score is increasing more because it is touching for more time. That's why. Okay, it is not just hitting once, right? That is the reason why it is like that. Okay, now when it touches the red ball, the score decreases by 1. So you just duplicate it and put it outside. And if it touches the red ball, score, change the score by -1. Now let us see. See, now whenever you touch the red ball, you can see that the score is coming down. Yes, it will go to minus also. Ball is, yes. So this is how it works. What is the next requirement? It should also produce a sound while hitting the balls, right? So I'm going to sounds and I'm adding a sound here. Tennis hit, go to code, then sound, play sound, tennis hit when it touches the green ball, and adding another sound of wobble and go to code, play this sound when it touches the red ball. Let us see now what's happening. Yeah, so it is making this sound when it touches the red ball. And what if it touches the green ball? Yes, a tennis hit sound is heard when it touches the green ball. Okay, now you might have noticed that, see, whenever I start, it just continues from the same score. So for that, you have to set the variable to set the score to 0. Whenever you start a game, the score will always be 0, right? And from there, they are starting. Now click on the green flag, you can see that the score is 0. Then when it touches the red ball, again minus, and when it touches the green ball, it will become positive. So this is how we have met the project requirements now actually. But now if you want to make it little more like, you know, a game, we need to see like a you won or a game over screen or something like that, right? So let us do one thing. Either you can create a game over screen here from the backdrop, but right now I'm just downloading. So from here, I'm just downloading a game over screen, game over images. So any game over, whichever you liked that you can download. I'm just downloading this one. Save image. It's already there in my system. So now I'm going to download one more thing, that is you want screen. Okay, so from this again you can just select congrats you won, or you know, any similar image which you liked. Okay, I'm just saving this one, you won. Okay, now let's come back here. I'm going to add this backdrop, sorry, here to upload a backdrop. Here to click on this one, so upload these two backdrops from the downloads. Okay, this and this. Now we have to uh, completely fit this in the on the stage, right? So always convert this into a vector before modifying, otherwise it will not work as you expect. So just click on convert to vector, then click on the image, and then you can drag it how do you want. That much you can just extend it, you know. Yes, congrats, you won. Okay, now click on the game over screen. It is also only this much, so convert to vector. Then click over here and yes, game over. Okay, so now when we start the program, you can see now it is on the game over screen, right? But we don't want that. So what do we do? When the flag is clicked, when we start the program, we have to show which backdrop. We have to switch the backdrop to which is our original backdrop. This soccer 2 is our original backdrop, right? So when you click on the green flag, switch your backdrop to soccer 2. See, now you can see this is our original backdrop. Now there is a condition. What is the condition? When you want to show the game over screen, let us keep it like if the score is reaches like -10 or something. So again another if condition. So if what? If the score is equal to -10, so it is an equal to operator, so take equal to, and if the score equal to -10, what do you want? Switch the backdrop to, where is it? Switch the backdrop to game over. Where is the game over? Yes. And now what? How do you want the you want game? Again, or here you can use if then else, okay? But I'm just taking it as the score, but else will not work because we are not giving the score value, right? So let it be another condition itself. If the score is equal to, when do you want to say you won? If the score is equal to, I'm just giving 20 now, then switch the backdrop to you won. Let us see how does it work now. I'm just checking the U1 screen only. Okay, to check it, for checking purpose, I'm just changing the value to smaller value. I'm just keeping it 10 now. Okay, then maybe you can just change it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, lost it. I will do one thing. I'll just keep it 5 now. Then otherwise it will take time. Okay. 1, 2. Again, I lost. 3, 4, 5. See, you can see here now still you are able to play it, right? That should not happen. So let us do one thing. Let's go back here, and when the yeah, so when the backdrop switches to you want, what do you want? You want to hide this sprite, not only this sprite, the green ball and also the red ball. So yes, yes, okay. And when the backdrop switches to the game over screen also, we need this one, right? So you just duplicate it from here, and when the backdrop switches to game over also, hide it and send it to the other sprites. Yes, now let us see the game over screen. -1, -2, it is -3, -4, -5. See, I can see game over, and then you are not able to start the game anymore, right? Now when you click on the green flag, again it starts as, you know, from the beginning, like all the sprites and everything. Yes, see, but when you click on the green flag, now you're not seeing the any of the sprites, right? So we have to code for that as well. So when you click on the green flag, you have to show this sprite. So switch the backdrop and show The same thing, when you click on the green flag, show. When you click on the green flag, show. So now when you click on the green flag, yes, you can just play your game and this will continue. Okay, so now we have created a complete game. Actually, this you won and game over is not a part of our project requirement, but to give it more like a a game. It looks more nice when you have a game over screen and you won screen. So similarly, you can create your own game over screen also without downloading it. You can just go to backdrops, and then you can just here you can just paint this one. You can just add the shapes, paint, and write inside also. It's up to you how do you want your game over screen. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.